Big up, guys. Apologies for the lateness once again. I'm very, very sorry. Obviously, other things turned up, and I couldn't get on in time. Obviously, I wanted to get on here at 5. Other things kind of took over, I'm afraid. But anyway, I'm here now, guys, and I'm going to get into all this. Of course, I was going to do the stream yesterday, but out of respect for Diogo Jota, unfortunately passed away, as we know, and his family and everything, I thought it best not to. It would have been very difficult because it was very sad what happened yesterday, as we all know. And I will just bring that up now and do a little tribute very soon now. And it's really sad, as we know. Terrible, unfortunate car accident. And, the guy's lost his life, only 28 still. Had still a lot to go, in his life, a lot to do at Liverpool. And it's really sad. It's horrible that the guy's gone. And, he had a lot more to give in his life. And not long got married, of course. And so he leaves his wife and kids behind, unfortunately. So this is not easy, of course, for anyone. And as I say, really hard. And I thought I couldn't really do the stream yesterday because of that. I thought it was best not to. So, yeah, it is really hard. And, I'll try and bring this screen up if I can. Guys, hold on a minute. Wait just a minute. Yeah, really sad that this guy's passed away in a terrible car accident. Very unfortunate, and it was really sad yesterday. We had all these everyone, sending messages on Insta, X, so forth, all the social networks, of course, Facebook as well. And it really is a shame, sad that he's gone. And best wishes and everything go out to regards and whatever else go out to the family at this sad time, and thoughts and everything with them. And obviously his brother was in the crash as well, so passed away also. Very sad, and prayers and everything go with them. And rest in peace, please, Diogo Jota, and your brother, please, both. Andre Silva, obviously, gone, but never forgotten. And what he done for Liverpool and Wolves, of course, before that. Amazing. What a footballer the guy was as well. Very, very talented, great player. No one taken too soon. And, very, very sad. But anyway, we'll move on, guys. And anyway, let's get on. And going to give you a bit of breaking news, actually, that's not long ago happened. And it's this. That the Bees have appointed Mehmet Ali as assistant first team coach. Hold on a minute, I'll just read this comment. David Hutchinson, yeah, be up to you, bro. Great to see you in there, bro. Looks like Newcastle are close to sign Alanga. Is that from Nottingham Forest? 55 million. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Alanga. Yeah, good player. That's a good signing for you lot. You get him. He's quick. Certainly got pace to burn. I think that'd be a great signing for you lot. I really do. Yeah, nice one, David. Yeah, man. That's a good signing. But anyway, back to this, yeah. Brentford have appointed Mehmet Ali as assistant first team coach. Mehmet Ali joins Brentford as assistant first team coach. Ali has spent the last 3 years as Arsenal under-21s head coach and previously held coaching roles at Reading and Tottenham Hotspur. Head coach Keith Andrews, when Mehmet presented to us, it was clear that we were very close, that we are very closely aligned on the game. And I suppose it's something because Arsenal try and nick our players, basically. Well, they got Norgard. So they're definitely going to get him, aren't they? So we might as well try and nick something from them. And we got their assistant first team coach under 21s. So he comes into the backroom staff, obviously, with Keith Andrews. Mehmet Ali has joined Brentford as assistant first team coach. Ali arrives at Robert Rowan Performance Centre, having spent the last 3 years as Arsenal under-21s head coach. Prior to joining the Gunners in January 2022, initially as assistant to under-23s boss Kevin Betsy, Ali had been Reading under-23s manager. Ali, who passed his UEFA Pro licence in June 2024, began his coaching career at Tottenham Hotspur, working with the under 9s through to the under 16s. Head coach Keith Andrews said, Mehmet came onto our radar a few weeks ago. We went through a process interviewing several candidates, and he really stood out. I could tell from his personality, someone I love working with. When he presented to us and we started discussing football, it was clear that we are very closely aligned on the game. Mehmet has a player development background with Spurs and Reading. He had a hybrid role at Arsenal, predominantly working with our under-21s, but also very closely with Mikel Arteta in the first team. But I hope that doesn't put us off, that you work with fucking Arteta, because he's a plum, he's a dickhead, isn't he, basically, Arteta? A clown, absolute novice. But this guy's obviously better than that. He's worked with the under-21s, and now he's going to be here with us, working with our players. So this could be a very good appointment, I think. Obviously wait to see. Don't know that much about the guy, to be honest, but he's fairly highly regarded. I think he took, was it Arsenal to the under-21s to this quarters or something last season. I think they lost out in the quarters or something. So, yeah, he's pretty good. And, it looks like Keith Andrews seems to know what he's doing there. Getting these assistant coaches and so forth, backroom staff in. Red Devil United, be up to you, Rich. Yeah, where does Milambo play? Well, I'm getting on to that now, mate. I'm going to talk about him now. And we'll go through it. And this is the one here now. Brentford signed Antoni Milambo from Feyenoord. Antoni Milambo joins Brentford on a long-term contract. The 20-year-old made 42 appearances for Eredivisie club Feyenoord last season, scoring 7 goals and assisting 8. Technical director Lee Dykes. Antoni is a skillful, forward-thinking midfield player, capable of scoring all types of goals. Brentford have completed the signing of Antoni Milambo from Eredivisie club Feyenoord, subject to international clearance. The 20-year-old midfielder has put pen to paper on a 5-year contract with a club option of an additional year. Milambo arrives in West London following a highly impressive 2024-25 campaign. The Dutchman made 42 appearances for Feyenoord in all competitions, scoring 7 goals and assisting 8. This included 9 matches and 4 goal involvements, 3G, 1A. 3 goals and 1 assist in the UEFA Champions League. A Netherlands under-21 international, Milambo represented his nation on 3 occasions at the UEFA European Under-21 Championship in Slovakia this summer, which I watched. And I watched see him play, obviously, against England as well. The England under-21s, and he looked really, really promising, looked very talented. And I think we've got a really great player here. Obviously, more forward-thinking, more attacking midfield. And obviously, Norgard, because Norgard wasn't necessarily that kind of player. Was sort of more defensively minded. But this guy is attacking. He carries the ball well. And likes to go at players. He likes to try and dribble and get past players. So this could be a much better, attacking-minded player, forward-minded. And he does look really good, I must admit. I like the look of him. And I think we've got a really good signing here. I really do. Milambo was in from the start. As Michael Reisinger's side lost 2-1 to eventual winners England in the semi-final. We are all very excited by the arrival of Antoni Milambo, said technical director Lee Dykes. The recruitment department has followed Antoni for a few years now and have closely monitored his development at Feyenoord into the first team. We believe that Antoni has all the attributes needed to be a very good Premier League player and feel he has the potential to develop his game to a high level here in England. Antoni is a skillful, forward-thinking midfield player capable of scoring all types of goals, as proven through his youth development phase in the Eredivisie and in the Champions League. I'd like to place on record Our appreciation to the senior management team at Feyenoord for their assistance with our interest in Antoni and their professionalism throughout the transfer process. Head coach Keith Andrews added, Antoni has played a lot of football in the last 12 months and really shot to prominence. He's had experience in the Eredivisie, Champions League, and most recently the Under-21 Euros with the Netherlands. I love the way that Antoni takes the ball and drives. He has the ability to go past players and he's a goal threat. He will complement the midfielders we have in the building. Now it's just a case of getting him used to the intensity and rhythm of the Premier League and our own intensity levels. I'm looking forward to working with him. Milambo made his professional debut for Feyenoord in the 3-0 Europa Conference League victory over Luzern in August 2021. At 16 years and 131 days, he became the club's youngest ever player, taking the record from Jorginho Wijnaldum, which I know obviously a lot of Liverpool supporters will remember. Wijnaldum, Jorginho Wijnaldum there. I'm sure they must remember him. Very good player, midfielder. He made his Eredivisie debut in April 2023, coming on as a substitute in a 3-1 win over Sparta Rotterdam. Milambo went on to play 2 more league games that season as Feyenoord earned their 16th title. Milambo's involvement increased during the 2023-24 campaign. He made 13 senior appearances and was on the bench as Feyenoord won the KNVB Cup by beating NEC 1-0 in the final in April 2024. The following August, Milambo scored in a 4-4 draw with PSV in the Johan Cruyff Shield before Feyenoord won the trophy on penalties. In October, the midfielder was named player of the match after scoring twice in Feyenoord's 3-1 away win over Benfica in the Champions League. Milambo departs Feyenoord having registered 17 goal involvements, 8 goals, 9 assists in 60 senior appearances. He is Brentford's third first-team signing of the summer, following the arrival of goalkeeper Quaven Kelleher from Liverpool and the permanent transfer of fullback Michael Chiodi from Fiorentina. So he's kind of, well, what I gather from that, it's not actually. People were saying he could be a replacement for Mbeumo, but he's not really. He is sort of a left-sided player, but sort of a wide midfield, not winger. He's obviously attacking midfielder. You could be forgiven for thinking he may be his replacement. I don't know, but he's more sort of left and wide, so not really. He's not really a replacement for Mbeumo. If United offer a deal worth 65 million for Mbeumo, would you rather the player or the money? Well, of course, I'd rather have Mbeumo here, mate. So I definitely want him here. I think he's a fantastic player, bro. But, Rich, I mean, he's going to go, mate, and that's it, I believe. So he wants to go to United. But as long as we get the money, the full money, that's what we want. He's got we've got to have the full money and nothing else. And we're not budging. We decided that. And I think that's a great stance to have that, get that money, the full money he's worth. And, we're playing hardball with you lot. So until you give us the full lot. And, for me, I think we're doing right here. We're doing the right thing. We know we got our fingers burnt a little bit with the Raya deal with Arsenal. They kind of took the piss a bit with that, I think. And we're sort of getting him on loan and then paying in instalments. And I thought that was wrong. I really did. I thought that was wrong at the time. But yes, I think we've learned from that now. Yeah, I rate him highly. Yeah, well, so did we. So did we at the Bees, mate. But, he looks like he's coming to you lot, doesn't it? So it looks like it might still happen. I've got a few articles about it. Obviously, I'll go through them all and read it a bit. But I thought for 1 minute it could be off and he might be staying. He said he's he's happy to stay if it all falls through. So you never know. But I think it probably will happen. There's talk about it still happening. I know a medical was booked. I think it was for this week. I mean next week. Sorry. Yeah, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. I think it's fair. I don't know why we don't just pay the price. Just waste time. Yeah. I don't know why either, Rich. To be honest, just give us the money and he's yours. All that money and he's yours. And you've got a great player there. You really have. And stop playing silly buggers. You're like fucking Arsenal. To be honest. The way they go, fucking tossers, mate. But yeah. Well, I'll get on to all that. But obviously, this signing, really happy with this Milambo. He looks so promising. And a good one here for Andrews. To start with, good one to bring in. Although I think it was probably Thomas Frank that sort of instigated getting him. He was sort of instrumental in getting him here. From the start. We'd followed this guy for was it a few months at least. We've been after him. This Antoni Milambo. So, we know a good player when we see one. We always get them cheaper in and make money on them, make a profit. And we have made profits on pretty much all our big players. I mean, yeah, we don't got as much as we wanted to, maybe for Raya, but we still made a profit on him. We still got a fair bit, but we didn't get quite, what I thought we should have got for him. And then also now with Norgard going to Arsenal, they're only going to pay us I think it's 11 million or something like that. But yeah, still made a profit because we only bought him for 2.8 million. Didn't pay much for Mbeumo either. So, we are getting all the profit back. So, we are making the money. And it seems to be, our way, it's shrewd, I mean, people are still saying that we don't know what's going to happen with this Keith Andrews thing with him being manager, if it's right or wrong. And I'm still not so sure. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give him a go. We always seem to do the right thing in the end. We always seem to get the right choice, the right option. And, we're hiring from within. And that seems to work out. It happened with Thomas Frank. It actually happened with Warburton as well, because he was actually in the city. He was kind of doing the city job thing as well. And he was still sort of a novice in a way. But he came through and he guided it. He done well with us, Warburton as well. So, I'm kind of trusting in what we're doing here. The Bees, same with Smith as well. When we got Dean Smith, that seemed to work out pretty well. He had more experience in management, you would say. Managed, 2 or 3 other teams, but yeah. But I think what we've done here, it might just work out. Not a guy who is sort of a novice as a manager. But we know they can come through. The one at Arsenal is still a novice, but he never get any better. He'll still be a prick. He'll still be arrogant. But I don't get that. I don't think that'll happen with Keith Andrews. He knows what he's doing. He knows his own mind. He's been a set-piece coach here, and he knows a lot of the players. They seem to like him, respect him. So, let's just see what happens. We got friendlies coming soon. We'll see how he starts with them, with the players and everything. Getting used to it all. That'd be interesting. But anyway, let's move on to obviously talk about Bryan Mbeumo. And right, so this is kind of something obviously here saying about how the deal broke down. What actually happened in the mirror. This is Bryan Mbeumo deal broke down after talks as Brentford chief opened up on Man United target. As Manchester United continue their pursuit of Bryan Mbeumo, here's the story of how Brentford got a transfer for the Cameroon international over the line in 2019. It's not easy getting a deal over the line, getting a deal for Bryan Mbeumo over the line. Just ask Brentford technical director Lee Dykes. The Cameroon star remains at the top of Manchester United's wish list as Ruben Amorim strives to pep up his forward line following a dire season at Old Trafford. United have seen several bids, including the £60 million offer, rejected, but remain hopeful of getting their man, having already snagged Matthias Cunha from Wolves. Brentford signed Mbeumo from French side Troyes in 2019, although their pursuit of the striker was far from straightforward. It was a big moment for Dykes, who had recently joined from EFL side Bury. I felt big pressure because I walked into a function where I was trying to take forward some of the good work that had already been done, he told the Bees website in December 2023. Coming into Brentford, I'd never really spent a lot of money. I'd always worked at League One and League Two level. The most I'd spent was £50,000 on a player, and then 6 weeks later we are paying €5 million for Bryan Mbeumo. So, as you see, we're making loads more on him now, whatever it turns out to be from Man United. Well, really, it's got to be 65 because that's what we want. So we're making loads more on him now for Bryan Mbeumo. So obviously you start to think, wow, this is big money. But at the end of the day, it's just different money, same process. Dykes co-director of football Rasmus Ankersen. Dykes co-director of football Rasmus Ankersen and head coach Thomas Frank. Well, yeah, at the time, no longer. Made a whistle-stop trip to France in an effort to complete a deal. Mbeumo only for those initial talks to come to nothing. We were figuring that there was a possibility to sign Bryan, said Dykes. We had cleverly sourced that information, having been told that he wouldn't entertain the championship. It became quickly apparent that we had to get in and out of France in the day as Thomas Frank had his training commitments because it was near to the season starting. Where the meeting was going to take place, there was no airport close enough we could find from London or route to do in one day. So we didn't know if we could make it work. I remember Rasmus just calling me up saying, I spoke to Matthew Benham, club owner, and he said he'll fire up a jet and we'll get over there. And at that point, I was just thinking, wow. But that's just when I started to feel the pressure. I lined it all up with Troyes, as well as the agents that were involved. So me, Thomas and Rasmus got on this jet. We got there. It was one of the hottest days of the year. It had reached about 43 degrees when we landed. It was a 60-minute journey and the air conditioning wasn't working in the taxi we got in. We had the meeting, spoke with the player, the club and the agent, but the deal broke down, so I had convinced everyone to fly over to France to get this deal done. I thought it was going to get done, but it had broken down. A bad day then got even worse for Dykes before a deal for Mbeumo was eventually revived. He added on the way back, and I'm not a good flyer in general. The pilot turned to us and said, it's chaotic weather in London. It's snowing, there's thunder, there's lightning. I was thinking, what? It was 43 degrees when we left France. And the journey back was horrendous. I could see the pilot avoiding the dark spots on the radar. I was bricking it. But fortunately, we landed safely and, more importantly, managed to turn around the deal a few days later and eventually sign him. So Brentford fans must know that I risked my life to sign Bryan and Mbeumo. So there we go. I mean, I don't think it's going to be quite like that with Man United somewhere, but not that kind of thing. But, it's taking its time. And we need sort of a resolution to this because it's dragging on. I mean, obviously, we do want him to stay, but he won't. He obviously, his heart's that he wants to go to United. And, it's no good him staying here. Well, I know he's a pro, of course. He's a pro. And he would play, he still likes to play for us still. He won't let us down, you would say. But he still won't be as good as he's thinking he should be at United. And that's where he wants to be. So let's get the deal done. Fucking United, just pay it. Just pay us the money, the 65 mil. And the man is yours. Yeah, be up to you, Luca. Hi there, brother. Yeah, no, you're here, mate. Yeah, cheers. And be up to you, Stepsy, as well, brother. Thanks for coming in. Big up, Mr. B. Yeah, big up to you. And big up, R.I.P. Shota and his brother Silver. Yeah, exactly. Horrible. That was terrible news yesterday. Actually, terrible. Horrible to hear that. Something you never want to hear. Especially when it's your own, of course, your own relatives, family. Even worse, but still, it's not good. And he leaves behind a new family, a new wife and children. That's really sad. And prayers are with the family and everyone, all his relatives, at this very sad time. Yeah. So, get back to this one, right? Manchester United in race against time to sign Bryan and Mbeumo for start of pre-season. Brentford refusing to lower asking price for forward as United plot new bid. Brentford are holding firm over their asking price for Bryan and Mbeumo as Manchester United face a race against time to reach an agreement for the forward before pre-season starts. The Bees more than £63 million for Mbeumo and are refusing to lower that valuation. United are said to want to wrap up a move for Mbeumo this week and are continuing to work on a deal. But Mbeumo is due back at Brentford for the start of pre-season next Monday, and it will be expected to report to the West London club if a deal with United has not been agreed. United also begin their pre-season preparations at Carrington next week, and Ruben Amorim is keen to get Mbeumo in the door so he can have a full pre-season with the 25-year-old. United are said to be preparing a third bid for Mbeumo, but have been told Brentford want more than £62.5 million that they paid for Walter Matthias Cunha. United had a second bid for Mbeumo worth an initial £55 million plus £7.5 million in add-ons, rejected by Brentford, and talks are ongoing. Mbeumo, who scored 20 Premier League goals last season, has made it clear he wants to move to Old Trafford. But Brentford director of football Phil Giles said on Monday that despite Mbeumo having his ideas about where he wants to take his career, it was not impossible that he would stay at Brentford next season. He had a fantastic season, said Giles. We expected big interest in him. We have had big interest in him. He had his ideas about where he wants to take his career, is well within his rights to do that. It's not impossible he is still a Brentford player next season if we agree he is going to stay. Well, so yeah, I mean, you know, he could stay. He could. As I say, I think he'd still do a professional job. He won't quite let us down. Not like, say, Tony. He was a bit of a prick, as we know, and what he done at the club and what he said and this and that. Yeah, you can say, oh, the good things he done about all the goals he scored at one stage, and was he second or third in the Premier goal scoring? I think he's behind Kane and Haaland at one stage there. And yeah, he's brilliant. At times he got us up. He got us up for the Championship, but he's still an arsehole. His attitude is absolutely stinks, and you know, he's gone to Saudi Arabia for a load of money and to collect a load of money, and wherever else he might be scoring a few goals there. Yeah, good luck to him then. But I don't like it. What happened at the end there, and the attitude, and left a bit of taste in the mouth, I think. Or what he said about us, and his attitude, it totally stunk. But it's not the same with this guy. You know, there's nothing about that with him, with Bryan and Mbeumo. You know, he's a class act. And he has got his rights, well within his rights to leave, and he's given us good service over these years, so why not? If he wants to go, let him go. But obviously wants United. That wouldn't be my choice, to be honest, because they're not the team they used to be. They're maybe Giants in name only now, and they were put pathetic last season, down near the bottom, well below us, in fact, and lost out in the Europa League, of course. So, you know, I don't think they're the same. They're not that big a team anymore to me. And I'm sorry, Rich, I know you were in here, but that's my opinion. But if he wants to go there, he wants to go. And we there's not a lot we can do about that. But if it all falls down, it's all in United's court at the moment. They got to give us that money, the 65. We're not backing down now. We're not going to do that. We want the full money for this guy. He's worth it. And, no backing down. And I think we're doing the right thing here. You know, let's not be held over, bent over, and, whatever. Because it's not right. This isn't right. We kind of done that with Raya. I don't think it was good. So I think we have learnt from that. It's just, it's just bloody shit. Well, that's Arsenal and they're wankers. So, but I hope United don't do the same thing. We can't seem to be, trusting what they're doing in a way because it's not right. They should give us the money we want. They shouldn't be blackmailing us at all. Okay, Darren, yeah. You're an UK Darren fan. Be up to you, brother, as well. Thanks for coming in. Biggest club in the world, 100%. Well, still only in name at the moment, mate. I'm sorry. But yeah, until you come back, until you start winning things again, or until you start doing better in the Premier and everything, then to me, you're only big in name at the moment. So, but anyway, there is this other article. I will just go through this before I go. I'm going to bounce soon. But let's read this. Another thing about Mbeumo. Man United finally nearing agreement. I mean, if you can believe this, I don't know. As such, whether you can. This is from Goal. Man United finally nearing agreement for Bryan Mbeumo. Compromising sight after Brentford raised asking price beyond 65 million. A deal for Manchester United to sign Bryan Mbeumo is reportedly nearing completion, with the Red Devils aware of Brentford's demands for the Cameroonian. What happened? According to the Daily Mail, United are confident that a long-awaited deal for Mbeumo will soon be done, with a compromise said to be in sight. The Bees are reportedly demanding a figure in excess of 65 million for their top scorer, who struck 20 times in the Premier League in 24-25, and United believe his personal terms are in line with the club's project, with the player demanding less than £200,000 per week. The bigger picture, the Red Devils have already seen 2 bids for Mbeumo rejected, a first of 55 million, then an improved offer of 62.5 million. If a deal is eventually completed and the Cameroon international arrives at Old Trafford, he will be set to start alongside fellow new signing Matthias Cunha as dual number 10s in Ruben Amorim's system. The pair scored 35 Premier League goals last season between them, and the hope is that they can continue that form in United Reds to fire the club back up in the table. Back up the table. Did you know the report adds that Mbeumo was a boyhood United fan? Well, I think we all pretty much knew that, really. Which could explain his strong desire to join the club despite rival interests from Tottenham Hotspur, who are not only managed by former Brentford boss Thomas Frank, but will also be playing Champions League football next season. Mbeumo and Cunha will believe that they are the missing pieces need to bring 20-time title winners United back to their former glory. What next for Mbeumo? If a bid matching United's valuation is lodged or a compromise is made, reports suggest that the rest of the deal will be completed quickly. The new Premier League season kicks off on the weekend of August 16th, and United may hope that by then they will have brought in a new striker in addition to Mbeumo. So that's that. Yeah, we won 7 cups in our bad times last out loud. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, but still not as good as you used to be, are you? With Fergie, under Fergie and all that, Darren. Sorry, not that success anymore, is it? And you were miles below us last season, so go figure. It's I still don't think you're the team you were. But obviously, Mbeumo wants to go there. And obviously, you pay us the right amount of money, you go. Pay us 65 or more, and here you go. I'm sure. So, the ball's in your court there, United. And, we'll see what happens in the next few days, of course. And whatever happens, I will do a stream. If he goes to United, obviously I'll do that. If he stays, I'll talk about it, of course, as well. If he stays, if it all falls through. Any more transfers, of course. Anything else to talk about to do with the Bees, I'll do streams, of course. We've got Milambo in. And that's incredible. At least 2 or 3 players already. Yeah, we got Kelleher, but of course Thomas Frank was still here for that one. But obviously Milambo is the first player of Keith Andrews' reign here. His first signing as such. And now we've got a new assistant team coach, of course, Mehmet Ali from Arsenal, who's just come in. So he's getting his backroom staff sorted out. Keith Andrews, so it's all going well here. We're all getting it together, ready for the new season. And hopefully more players, We're not going to stop here. We're not just going to stop with Milambo now. We're going to get a few more in through the door. And there's plenty more rumours to go about players. So obviously I'll go through them, at some stage when I do my next stream, of course. Please follow me on Insta at Mr. B for Life 182. and subscribe and follow me on Mr. B Hiver Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. So please keep smashing the likes, subbing if you're new. I've got up to 136 now subs, so please keep that going up. I want to get to that magical 150 for me. It's a milestone to get to that 150, and they're going up well at the moment, the subs. So please keep it going, guys. That's great. Thank you for all your support and all the love as usual. Brilliant. And please keep that coming. Get me up to the 150, and be all good, guys. Yeah, take care, buddy. Yeah, you too, Stephen, Stepsy, bro. Take care, man. Have a great weekend. And the rest of you guys who have been in here, Luca, Darren, Rich and David, all take care, guys, and have a good one. Don't try and keep cool in the weather, although it's got cooler. It's not as hot as it was, not roasting like it was as such. Yeah, you could, Darren, fan, big up, Mr. B. Yeah, be up to you, bro. But yeah, you take care and everyone else. And until the next one, which will probably be maybe tomorrow. If anything happens, it'll be tomorrow. If not, in the next few days at some stage, I'm going to do possibly another Buzz one stream at some stage next week, as well as these ones to do with the bees, of course. Maybe one or two cricket ones, obviously, on the cricket channel. But obviously quite a bit to come, you know. And, you know, please keep watching, guys, and watching out for the next one. But until then, I'm out of here. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Come on, you bees.